Hello, welcome to the first episode of me doing this little daily recording challenge, etc., for my Hope College dailies. This isn't the only thing I'm doing for it, but I thought it'd be fun. So, we're gonna start. Our random character is going to be Multi. Oh boy, an interesting time. But with that out of the way, I'm gonna get on started. Hope College has been interesting. Getting back into the swing of things. Holy shit, is it busy? I just got done with not only like my four classes today, but I also had to do an English meeting. Choir was in Dibnett Chapel. I've got a mandatory hall meeting, and also we gotta start these dailies today. It is a crazy Monday. I guess that's like kind of normal. It's end of the semester blues. Speaking of end of the semester, you can tell it gets close once it gets to be winter out there, huh? Like, there's snow, and then there's, holy shit, there's snow. It is coming down out there right now. I was for sure it wasn't gonna stick, and then I got out of the dining hall, and it looks like a blizzard out there. Which, I mean, it's a welcome change of pace since it's been raining every single day since November. So, you know, I can't exactly be mad about it. There's definitely worse weather conditions, like raining more, which it was earlier today, but the whatever God chose our weather for the day decided it to be a little bit merciful. Thank goodness, right? You can only have so many gloomy days in a row, especially at this time of year. As far as you know, banter goes, it's a pretty standard day set today. We did monologues for acting. We're writing our own, which is fun. Another fun part of the acting community right now is the fact that auditions are Thursday and Friday, which is to add to the chaos of this week, because that means I gotta practice stuff for those auditions as well as get my songs memorized for Vespers, which is also this weekend. Wonderfully enough. Thank goodness, tech for the directing scenes and callbacks for Bright Star just slotted on either side of Vespers, so that if you want to do both, you just get to sell your whole day to the art studio, which is wonderful. And thank goodness I'm doing both, right? Non-art deals for the current time is we've got a strange mandatory but quote-unquote fun hall meeting going on this afternoon at 7:30 p.m. It is roughly 6 p.m. right now, by the way. I think 6:15 if I had to check. 6:24 p.m. Monday. So, you know, it's that kind of time. My caffeine's wore off. I'm a little bit scattered and all over the place, but I feel like that's alright. That's kind of your Monday mood. What else is there to talk about? I could explain a little bit about the game. This is Risk of Rain 2. It's a third-person shooter roguelike. So every single run, you start from nothing and you get super powerful, die, and start over. In literally infinite replayability, and this is one of the best ones. Especially if you want to go on that power fantasy of being an unstoppable monster. This game will certainly let you do that. There's no bars are held, you know? It's a strange phrase. No holds barred, you know, like, you ever think about like what that really means? Like what is a hold in that case? Because it's saying we're barring holds, but what does that really mean, you know? Does anyone else think about like how we develop certain phrases? It's interesting to me, mostly just because American English is so strange, like as a language. You know, I mean, a lot of non-native speakers talk about how like American English sucks so bad, just because English in general already sucks so bad, and then we add the Americanized strange lingo to it, and it just ends up getting worse. But I suppose it's like a problem for people a lot smarter than me and probably in the English field. Which, I don't know, seems like one of the worst, like most difficult fields to go into, because it's not quite subjective, but it's not all objective either. It's not a science, but it's also not really an art in most cases, which ends up with this strange in between where you have to learn how to understand like the theory behind writing, but unlike other artistic theory, it's a lot more strict. You know, you have to understand your prose and your genres and how those align. Like, you don't want to have a, you know, purple prosed comedy. Oh dang, you know, if you write a purple prosed comedy, you'll get laughed at the bar with all of your other English major friends, which is the saddest thing I've possibly ever said. But you know, and there's a lot of strange like inconsistencies in the English language. Like you could you could say like which 15 times in a single sentence and it makes sense. You know, like which is like the low end of the how many witches you can chain in one once in a row. Because you can say like which, or which, you know, which is saying, you know, which to a witch, like in reference to a witch, which then gets expanded upon by let's see, you know, if you're doing an English assignment, right, and you gotta say like, you know, is it which or is it which, and then, you know, Sally writes which, but her friend Samantha writes which, and then the teacher has to figure out which, or which is which, you know, and it's like, and you just keep, you dive down to that horrific rabbit hole of English, and you never really come back out a sane man. And I guess that's what I imagine being an English major is like dedicating your life to seeing how many witches you can put in a single sentence. I mean, like, I guess that's your kind of thing, and smarter than me. I mean, going into computer science, I can put as many witches in a single sentence as I want. The computer will still tell me I'm a good boy, and that's the type of recognition I strive for. No matter how badly I fuck up, the computer won't know any better because I programmed it. I mean, I guess there's a kind of little beauty in that no matter how badly you are at your life, your computer will never know any better. Your computer doesn't judge you; it just does what it's told. What a wonderful existence it must be to be a personal computer, especially one that like is coded by somebody who uses Linux and loves their technology, you know. And that's not me. I mean, my poor fucking personal computer's been put through the shitter more times than I can count because I'm irresponsible with the very expensive things that I love. But you know, like those like crazy tech guys, these guys who have like a doctorate in Linux, you know. Like, not even in computers, just in Linux. Like, they spent 8 years just programming their own OS through Linux, so you can't even tell anymore. Yeah, computer scientists also have, like, the most mad scientist energy, I feel. Like, you don't get that, like, particular mad science shebang out of, like, your English mate, your English doctor, or your medical doctor, even most of the time anymore. But your computer science doctor, like, you got like your Terry Cruzes and your name of the Unabomber, that guy. You know, you got all those guys who are very much so mad scientists, and they all came from a computer's background. I'm fairly sure. I know Terry Crews did because I mean the dude programmed his own OS. It was bad shit fucking nuts. But you know, that's neither here nor there. There's also the whole, you know, topic of which science is the most mad sciencey. I mean, I feel like biology, right? Biology's definitely got the biggest rap for mad science and garbage. because you got like, it's alive with like a fish that you pulled out from its home in the depths of the ocean to just like study it, because like, you know, to rip its guts out because its intestines are like 2 inches to the left of another fish that's functionally identical otherwise. Yeah, that's the type of mad science I strive for. You ever wonder, like, if maybe Sigmund Freud stuck to biology, like how the world would be changed, you know, like, cause that dude was ripping eels apart like it was nobody's business, you know. He's looking for penises, and there spoiler, he never found any, which is either the most impressive flex of all time. Like I dissected an entire school of eels and found 0 penises, or it's like the saddest moment of your life because you dissected a school of eels and found 0 penises. Am I allowed to talk about that? I said the same thing in the practice recording. I don't know if there's like things that, you know, Hope College will kindly ask me not to say. I feel like talking about Sigmund Freud's scientific discovery isn't that bad. You know, there's certainly worse things I could talk about. Yeah. You gotta get to the point where, like, why did Mr. Freud have such a big attraction to his parents? And why did he base the name off of the guy who literally killed himself after, like, knowing he had sex with his mother? You know, why did he name it after that? I don't think he quite understood the story behind that one. It's, you know, I mean, like, it's wrong, but it's wrong in the cute way, where it's like, oh, Sigmund, you fucked that one up. Like, you didn't quite read the whole story, did you, big guy? It's like, it's adorable, really. Sigmund's trying to be a real scientist. Like, you know, how you talk to your dog or something. Yeah, I'm sure some psychology buffs like, you should give more respect to Mr. Freud. And to that person I say, I don't know, I'm a college student, I don't respect anybody. You gotta wonder though. Like, do you think Sigmund Freud ever, like, once just stopped and thought to himself for a second, like, what he was gonna be remembered for? Do you think that's why he went to psychology? Because he didn't want to be, like, remembered as the eel penis man? And, like, ironically, he ended up getting remembered as the guy who, like, was very obsessed with the penises and things he shouldn't be obsessed with anyway? I mean, like, you know, he became the very thing you swore to destroy, Sigmund. You played yourself. In the words of, you know, millionaire singer-songwriter, producer DJ Khaled, you played yourself. So I do have to wonder, right? Like, how much of it was self-aware? Oh, I have 0 healing. This sucks. Am I dead? I live. Okay. The banter has to stop for a short moment while I try not to get myself killed here. Nice. I mean, I guess getting off the topic of Sigmund Freud. Oh, woo! We could talk about, you know, some other, like, wacky, kooky science. It's like you got your Dr. Frankenstein, you know, like Frankenstein's monster. I guess that's like, he's like the original mad scientist, right? Like when mad scientists were still cool and not like a really lame, overdone trope, you know? Made a man out of meat parts, brought it back to life with lightning. You know how magical lightning used to be, right? You could do just about anything if you strike it with one of Zeus's bolts from heaven. Kind of nuts. I mean, of course, it's not like that anymore. Kind of just gotta get. Yeah, you can't really bring things back to life. I mean, it's also surprisingly accurate to how we ended up getting those fucking shock pads that you resuscitate people with. I mean, eerily similar, actually. So you wonder how much like real world science was brought upon by those fiction novels that were written 100 fucking years ago, you know? There's a big fella. Another thing that like is kind of interesting about this whole like learning to record while playing a game and like rambling about it is like finding the proper amount of like trying to be entertaining while also like not having a gauge to base yourself off of, you know? Like I don't have somebody sitting by me like, "Huh, Wesley, you're so funny and talented." You know, as much as I wish that I had like a little demon sitting on my shoulder, like, "Wesley, you're so funny and talented and funny and talented," you know. I mean, as much as I wish one of those like I could get one of those on my shoulder. I don't have one of those, so I can't like gauge how entertaining any of this is. Like people tell me I'm funny, I guess, but like, you know, I don't inherently find most of the things that I say funny. So you gotta wonder, you know, is this entertaining? Is this stupid? Well, it's probably stupid. I guess I probably should specify. I'm not expecting any of this to be like, you know, highbrow or anything. It's pretty dumb. I mean, by nature, it's pretty dumb though. It's just me rambling to myself for 20 to 40 minutes while playing a video game that I like. But like, at the same time, is there any more pure form of entertainment than getting to see into a man's soul while he plays a fun video game? You know, got something for your eyes, something for your ears, something to keep that brain of yours excited. You know, there's nothing too wrong about that, I think. There's gotta be a little bit of art in that, even if it's kind of dumb. So, I mean, I feel like someone will find at least a little entertainment from this. At the very least, whoever's forced to watch it will absolutely be forced to find entertainment in it. So, you know, there is that. Humble beginnings, right? Humble beginnings. As far as the video game check-in of the day, it's going pretty well so far, actually. I'm really happy with how this run's going. Very solid, very easy run to get started on. I thought I was going to die there for a second. We're going to have to cut this recording early, but no, we absolutely are continuing on and thriving. I mean, we got damage out the wazoo currently. That's wonderful. I mean, just whap, 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 you know, right through a group of beetles. What else? Going back to the events around Hope College. Vespers looks like it's going to be freaking amazing, by the way. Like, sure, everyone's nervous, and it makes sense. It's a big performance, and we got to memorize a lot of music, but I think that it's going to end up pulling itself together quite alright. We got a lot of very talented people, you know, singers, songwriters, you know, all sorts of shit. We got just a little bit of everyone putting their hands into the performance. We even got a custom written song for the show, you know, written just for us, which I find absolutely nuts, you know. You know, when I was in high school, no one ever wrote songs for our Shitty Little Fire, but here you got people like kind of lining up to write shit for you. And I love that. I love like the theme of collaboration that we have here. Sorry, I'm very much so trying not to die. Woo. Back up. And forward. Alright. Running away from my fears aside. Finals are in a couple of weeks, and good God, is that scary? You know, you hear all the nightmares about college finals from former college students, and you gotta wonder like how bad it is truly, right? You know, you sit around and get told horror stories all day, but you know you don't really know until you've experienced it for yourself. Holy God. Fella just does not want to die, which I mean makes sense. I don't think anyone really does though. Finals haven't quite started yet, so I guess I can't really tell you until then. I'm gonna dive off a cliff though. I think that's gonna be for the best. I've heard it's really stressful trying to cram, you know, all semester's worth of information into one grand test. Because I mean it is. It's very difficult to make one that... Oh, that's it. Fuck. Well, that was about 20 minutes. I guess that's gonna be the first episode. We're starting on a loss. That's wonderful. Well, I guess I should get this together and shipped so that I can put the hashtag HopeDaily on it. Thank you for listening if you've made it this far, and I promise I'll do better in the next one. Bye-bye.